I've planted 5 different varieties of raspberries here in my garden, and now they've been in the ground for a few years, and I've learned quite a bit about each type. And so now I'm just going to share the pros and cons of each type, give you a little description of each type so that you can decide which ones you might want to plant in your garden. Let's go ahead and take a look. You may or may not know that there are two different basic types of raspberries, those that just bear once and then those that bear twice, or they call them everbearing, but they usually kind of bear in the spring, early summer, and then also in fall. This variety here is a heritage, which is everbearing. I mainly got everbearing because I wanted to have fruit all the time. But what I found on this one, even though here we are in September, so kind of getting into the fall, these are really bearing quite a lot. These ones that I find to be the most bland type I have. I mean, sometimes they're good, but they're kind of hit or miss. A lot of them just don't have a lot of that true raspberry flavor. And so even though they bear pretty heavy and they're everbearing, not actually one of my favorites. I thought they were going to be, but I just don't really care for the taste that much. This is another everbearing type, which has a really heavy fall crop. And what you'll see, first of all, the bees really like these ones. But also what you'll see is they are not the typical red raspberry. They're actually kind of yellow, golden, and they have a different taste. They don't taste like a regular raspberry. Most people that tried them really like them. And you see there's a bee on that one too. They're extra juicy. That's why the bees are really sucking all the juice out of them here. And they have a really heavy crop. So these are actually one of my favorite. I would recommend trying this one just because they taste different than a regular raspberry. So don't expect the typical raspberry flavor, but they've got a really good flavor, and they grow probably, the plants themselves probably grow faster than any other plant I have as well. We're in the fall right now, and these are actually not an everbearing variety, so they don't have any berries on them right now. But I didn't think these were going to be one of my favorite because I wanted mainly everbearing raspberries, but these had a really good flavor, and they had a pretty heavy crop, kind of midsummer, and they grow pretty fast too. So not a bad choice actually. If you want to spread out your season, you could get some fall bearing ones and then some of these as well. This one here is a Caroline. I actually had a whole bunch of these plants and I transplanted them, and so they haven't really grown back yet that well this year. But they were growing really quickly, probably spreading out faster than any other of my plants at first, other than maybe the fall gold. And they have one of the better flavors of the red ones I've had, and on top of that, they're everbearing. So Caroline's definitely one I recommend just because good flavor and everbearing. Probably my favorite everbearing red one that I've planted. This here is the Willamette variety, and I actually planted this on a different part of my property because when I had it at a previous property, it just grew so fast and spread everywhere that I didn't want this to mix with my other varieties. As you can see, this one's probably about 8 feet tall here. I used to not like this one that much because it was not an everbearing variety, and it just bore fruit in early summer, late spring, just kind of one short season. But I've actually learned to really appreciate this one because this year it produced a really heavy crop, and they were the best tasting raspberries I had this year. They tasted like the typical raspberry flavor you think of a red raspberry, just that again, when you think of a raspberry, this is probably the taste you're thinking of. So I actually recommend planting these Willamettes because they grow really vigorously. They are going to spread out a lot. They produce big berries. Obviously, this time of year they're not producing because it's fall now. But I actually highly recommend this one if you're going for just that classic raspberry flavor and you don't mind that it has a shorter season than some of the other types. There you have it. Hopefully this video was useful for you. If you're looking for a really unique tasting raspberry, try the Fall Gold. If you're looking for that classic flavor, try the Willamette or the Caroline if you're looking for something that's everbearing. Hopefully this video was useful for you. If it was, please like and or subscribe. And well, see you later.